Is it right here? Is this good?
Yeah, that's good. Lean back a little bit.
My name is Meacham. I'm a documentary filmmaker, and I guess the best way to start is to explain how I got involved with this project from the very beginning. You see, it all started when I received a voicemail from my friend Austin a while back.
Hey man, I'm here at GVK Studios filming a documentary, and it's getting pretty wild down here, man. You should come check it out.
And so I figured, you know, what the heck? I'll go down there and check it out. So I grabbed my camera and off I went. You see, GVK Studios was a small adult film company. Recently, they had received a lot of media coverage about the last film they had made, which was essentially a pornographic retelling of the American classic Citizen Kane. Butt plug. Apparently, this year's film focused on the fetish of wearing an overabundance of clothing.
What are you gonna do to me?
I'm gonna take it off for you.
Take your jacket off.
What about the pants?
Yes. Take it off.
Yeah, you into this type of thing?
What next?
Oh, I got a lot more to take off.
When I arrived at the studio, I quickly realized what was going on. You see, the producer of GVK Studios was working on his own adult film. Simultaneously, there was another film company that was in the same studio making a documentary on the creation of adult films. Now here's where it gets a little complicated, because in addition to that, there was also my buddy who reached out to me there making a documentary on the making of documentaries. And so when I arrived, I decided that the most natural thing to do would be to start filming as well. So I started documenting everything. We immediately discovered a major problem with having 4 film teams in the same studio, and that was all of the lights. You see, every team was filming and lighting a separate subject, and so there were lights on everything.
Get that fucking light out of my face!
And the problem with all those lights is it gets hot. Very hot. And so everyone was constantly pouring sweat. It was miserable. That is everybody except the porn producer. You see, he was so focused on his craft that he seemed unfazed by all this heat. He was a very focused man. You see, he was pouring his heart and soul into this film and obsessing over every little minute detail.
Tip's where it's at. When that thing fizzes, it makes the whole scene.
You have the mind of a child in 1940. This is 1976. You think people care about the tip? They like mid-shaft and lower scrot. Now, this is way too big. Can you please...
That's a perfect size. Great tipping on everything.
He's got a point. It looks great.
See?
Can you please give me something that's a little bit more accurate? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
A little.
A little.
This is perfect. This is what we need.
You see, the irony of this entire obsession with his film was that because of all those lights, all of the film was so atrociously blown out that it was all beyond use. You couldn't use any of it. Problems started piling up very quickly. One of the film teams completely botched their paperwork, and as a result, all of the faces that they filmed had to be blurred. In addition to that, audio lines kept getting crossed. People were passing out left and right. It was a complete disaster.
What the f are you doing? How do you expect me to get
I'm gonna stick this up your goddamn ass! Get your fucking cannon out of the way!
And then the fire started. There was a pile of women's lingerie sitting underneath one of the tungsten lights, and there was a small spark. The studio was engulfed within minutes. There were no injuries, thank God. Only fatalities. And I was the only one who survived. And I felt that I needed to come here today to share their story. Because that's what they would have done. And that's why I'm here today.